What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking The Mandalorian Episode 2. I need you guys in the comments section asking anything you want to ask next week. I'll be answering questions. I'd like to do it that way from here on out. And like we did last week, we're doing non-spoilers at the beginning, a very tiny portion, and then getting into spoilers just in case anyone hasn't seen the episode. Oh man, let's talk about this. So in The Mandalorian Chapter 2, target in hand, the Mandalorian must now contend with scavengers. This episode is directed by Rick Famuyiwa, who is doing this episode and episode 6. He also directed Dope, which was one of my favorite movies of that year. Very underrated little film, and he brings his style and flair to this, absolutely. Now, it's hard to bring your own flair and style to something that is overseen by Jon Favreau, and it all has to stay very consistent. But I like the fact that they're bringing on not just different directors, as every television show does, but very talented and top-notch directors. Last week we had Filoni, which was great. I love seeing his touch. And this week, Famuyiwa, which is out of the blue, and I really enjoy that. Okay, episode 2. Where to begin? Now, I think some will say this episode was, maybe a bit too slow, continuing on the epicness from last week, especially that finale, but I found it to be absolutely perfect in pacing, not necessarily length. I did want a bit more. This episode's only 30 minutes long, but even though there's not a lot of dialogue in this episode, and I mean very limited exchanges until we get to Nick Nolte's character, which I can't wait to talk about here in just a second, I did learn a lot about the Mandalorian here. I mean, this guy doesn't care. He's going in, he's taking what he wants. When he gets pissed off, and we saw in this episode, he will mow through whatever species you are. That's just his personality. But there's also a touch of sympathy. And even though with a character like this who's always wearing a helmet, it's difficult to see facial expression, therefore it's difficult to understand emotion unless it's conveyed well on screen in different ways. And you can just tell the connection with the character that we'll mention here in just a second. It's there. And there's already a sense of, well, maybe there is something to this thing that I'm supposed to be taking care of when you get the shots of its little hand and just, I don't know. I can see through the mask, and I think that's really important with a show like this, especially when you have a character like The Mandalorian who doesn't showcase a lot of emotion regardless if there is a helmet or not. The direction was really slick, really enjoyed the score. It actually got better for me this episode because it was a bit more subtle. It does absolutely feel like a bit of a Western, but this episode in general really did harken back to A New Hope for me. Let's go into spoilers because I do need to talk about why. So if you guys haven't seen the episode, 3, 2, 1, okay, here we go. He does encounter the Jawas here, and he has to find a way to get his ship back. So he goes and takes this egg from this giant beast, and he cheats a little bit because of Yoda Baby. We're still taking care of Yoda Baby, and that's the connection I was talking about, is you can tell he's not just going to go back and trade away Yoda Baby. Nuh-uh. The entire point of this show, from where it's going, you can see that this is an integral plot point. And it feels like this is the Mandalorian not turning a new leaf, but understanding that maybe I should be the one responsible for this as opposed to whoever is taking it from me, right? Now, he expects a handsome reward, and that's what the Mandalorian culture is all about. And I loved his line that he said in this episode. When he says weapons are a part of my religion, he goes in blasting the Jawas, and I'm just like, dude, you're a little intense there, but he does. And he feels no sympathy, no sorrow about it, but what he does feel sorrow for is this child, and the fact that the child helped him get that egg, and now he sees what this baby Yoda can do, and I love that we got to look at that in this episode. Now, the episode is called The Child, so obviously something's going to happen with the child, but oh my goodness, when that monster starts floating, you see that little Yoda hand move. What are they leading to here? What are they building up to? Is this just kind of the Force balancing things out and bringing us another Yoda because, of course, we don't have our Yoda anymore? Or is something else happening? We don't know how this child came about. We don't know for what reason, but we understand why people are after it because now we see that it is powerful, as Yoda once was, and I love seeing that. This is just digging into the lore of Star Wars and bringing fans an unexpected element to a show that we thought was going to be something. This is a bounty hunter. We thought he was going to be doing bounty hunter things, and he is doing bounty hunter things, but now we have this unexpected element of this child, and what is it all about? What is it leading to? And I need Giancarlo Esposito's character. I saw him in the trailer. I'm like, he's going to be a big part of this series. But you know what? This episode was really chill, not a lot of dialogue, just a lot of him walking through the desert. Now, if we recall back to A New Hope, it's a lot of Luke walking through the desert. It's a nice harken back to what people kind of love about Star Wars, and it's just the fact that they don't have to rush through things. They can just sit, let things play out, let them pan out, go on this adventure to get back my ship because I have to get off this planet, and spend some time with Nick Nolte's character, who is just, I love this character. Every time he says, "I have spoken," that was a bad impression, by the way, but I'm just like, that's iconic. Where's the t-shirts? I need a t-shirt with this on it now because this character is fantastic. And he tells him at the end, he's like, listen, you can come with me. You helped me. You are the reason why I'm getting off of this planet. And he's just like, no, I've been there before. There's a reason why I'm here now. I'm free. I don't have to work for anyone anymore. I have spoken. And I thought that was a beautiful moment. And it really showcases the different mentalities of those of different species and people on different planets. And you see the distinct difference between he and the Mandalorian and the Jawas. I love seeing the Jawas' vehicle once again. I talked about A New Hope a while ago, and I'm just like, okay, we're going there, and I love when he climbs to the top of it, and they all just blast him at the same time, and he just falls flat. A bit of a sense of humor in this show that's not really being talked about. It's very subtle, and that's what I'll say about the show. Everything is subtle so far. Nothing is in your face. It really is what we expected, other than the fact that we do have a Yoda baby. Now, I'm going to keep saying that, hashtag Yoda baby. And let me know in the comments if you're excited about Yoda Baby. And also let me know, where do you think this show is headed after episode 2? I'm not going to go on any longer just because I don't want to keep you guys, but I really did enjoy this episode quite a bit. And I know it's slow, and I know the pacing might not be something that everyone's on board for, but listen, I'm in this for the long haul. Give me multiple seasons of just a lot of build-up, a lot of hype. Okay, not multiple seasons of build-up and hype, but give me a lot of build-up and hype. Give me some payoff in this season, absolutely, but I'm okay with establishing who this character is with limited dialogue. Therefore, we have to show, not necessarily tell, and I'm okay with that. That's what I want from The Mandalorian. So like I said, this has to be a discussion. I need you guys asking questions, anything you want me to talk about next week. If you enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button, and I will definitely keep doing things like this because that tells me that you all want it, and it helps out this video as well. Thank you so much for watching this. I'm loving this show so far, man. And I'm very disappointed that we're already 2 episodes in. And I wanted this to be a bit longer. If I had one complaint about the episode, it's like, oh, 32 minutes. But they told the story that they wanted to tell. I can't complain too much. You guys are the best. I'll be back later on today with some more Netflix reviews. And possibility of reviewing The Irishman tomorrow. I may go see that. May have to drive a bit. But I think it's showing in a theater close enough. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you soon.